I've had a lot of breakthrough moments with clients that gave me chills, but there was one in particular, it was recent, and the client was really just sad, broken, hopeless, struggling. And I got to tell him while we were sitting in session, I said, you know, a big part of recovery is me holding your hand and us holding your hand and you getting to finally look in the mirror where you don't have to face it alone. And you're not filled with the shame and guilt and regret and remorse of having to see your reflection of a person that you don't really know anymore, you know? And we get to stand there holding your hand behind you as you look, which is really hard to do, to finally face yourself and look in the mirror. And he just started crying and crying and crying. And sometimes knowing that you have that kind of support and that people are there to show up for you and support you and hear you, it's moving, very. Something I've learned about myself through working in recovery is that I just don't know everything, you know? And also really understanding my own limitations. It can be really easy to judge people. You know, there's a lot of people who might come into treatment and they might be really unmotivated. They might say, I'm gonna smoke weed for the rest of my life, all this stuff. And so I think it's easy in human nature to say, oh, they're not gonna make it. You know, they're not ready yet. Who am I to say that? You know, like a miracle could happen tomorrow and they can become the best version of themselves. They can have an aha moment on day 3. I don't know that. Before you're a therapist, before you're a counselor, before you're a staff, before you're an employee, you're a person. And it's so much more valuable to be a person in the room than any of those things. Despite a degree, despite an education, what people really relate to and resonate with is you being a person. So you can spend hours and hours looking up information to run the best group, to provide the best coping skills, the best clinical skills, but at the end of the day, there's nothing like sitting across from someone and just being seen and heard. And I think that's what I would have told myself before, or I wish I knew that before, because I always felt there was a sense of inadequacy of like, do I know enough? Am I educated enough? Can I be enough, do enough? But really, there's nothing better than you just showing up as you.